use inheritance. So class related various members we learned. In the class members, properties, methods, accessors, how inheritance works, how implementation of classes will happen, contracts. These all points we'll discuss. So we already learned one more is why class will not support multiple inheritance. Why? Why class will not support multiple inheritance? That is because of constructor deadlock. Right? Next, after understanding inheritance, one rule we learned about inheritance. What is inheritance rule? One inheritance rule we learned. So what is that inheritance rule? Thus, derived class constructor must call the superclass constructors. So it is mandatory. If you are creating a derived class and the derived class is having a constructor, then derived class constructor must call the superclass constructor. It is compulsory, right? Next, after understanding this inheritance and all, now we will see another about how polymorphism works. Polymorphism works. So technically, what is polymorphism? How polymorphism works, we will see one general example. Right? So first you need to understand what is the concept of polymorphism, then we can see how it can work. Let's see one simple example. I will give a general example here. First, suppose to understand polymorphism, you need to know a general topic I will give here. So we have devices like, actually earlier we have a device like pager. We have a device like digital organizer. We have camera and we have phone. Actually earlier we used to have these devices. If you know, we used to have a pager device. Pager is used for sending SMS. Before mobiles came, the pagers came. Pagers used to send only SMS. You can send SMS to any person through pager. Actually, you see, so yeah, so we have some pager. A pager looks like this. This is pagers. These are pagers. So pagers are used for sending SMS. You can send SMS to any person using pager. Only SMS you can send. We have digital organizer. Digital organizers, people used them as digital diaries. You can store contacts. You can store appointments. So you can have calculator. You have calendar. All these are present, and you can store some notes. All these you can do in a digital organizer. Actually, we have digital organizers. Digital organizers looks like this. Digital organizer looks like this. We call them digital diaries. So we can store appointments, notes, some address, contact details and all. Everything we can store inside this. alarms, calculator, calendar, everything will be inside this. We call this as digital organizer. And we have cameras for photo and video. We have phone for calling. We are having phone for calling. Now we have a device. We have a device, and this device is mobile. And this device can work like a pager. It can work like an organizer. It can work like a camera. It can work like a phone. That means after these mobiles came no pagers, no digital organizers. So now we can take photos and videos through mobile. We can call using mobile. That means what is the concept here is one device can work for different situations. This is called poly. Poly means many, and morphos. Morphos means forms. So it is a Greek term. So where poly means many and morphos means forms. The ability of a device to work for different situations. Instead of using so many devices, you can use only one device for all types of works. That means mobile is exhibiting polymorphism. So what is this concept to implement in our software technology? In software technology, when you develop any component, it can do certain work. Every component can do some work. But if you can design a component which can do different types of works, according to situation, the component can change itself. That means it is exhibiting polymorphism. So polymorphism is nothing but designing a component which can work for different situations. It can work for different situations. Only one can work for several. Instead of using several, you can have only one which can do all the works. This is polymorphism. So a developer have to design a component in such a way that it can work for different situations. That is polymorphism. Let's see how we can handle this. Suppose I will create a class employee. This employee class have so first name, and it is a string, and it is empty. And you have last name, that is a string and empty. We have some designation, and that is string and empty. So we have a print, so method, and this print is void, and it should print those details. I will use document.write so that I can put in a HTML page. Document.write, it is printing this dot first name and this dot last name and this dot designation. That is the details it is printing. And a break, BR will put a line break. This is an employee class. In this, we have first name, last name, designation, and print. Now I am creating another class, developer. Developer have to use all the features of employee. So developer extends employee. Developer is extending employee. Then here all employee related features are available. So what we are doing, first name, we are mentioning. So just first name. So, and in that first name, we will put some value. Just we will put some value. And last name and some value. And designation and some value. So this is developer. What is extension means? Extension means it can use all the base class. And in addition to that, it can have some more. That means here we are adding role. And we say developer role. So developer role. So like build, debug, test, deploy, all this. Now we are having a print method. This print method is going to print all the details of first name, last name, designation. Then we can access these and print by using this superclass print method. How to access superclass print method here? By using the keyword super.print. In addition to that, we have to print one more line, document.write. We want to print role, this dot role. That is also printed. So this is developer. Now we are creating another class. I am creating another class as admin. Admin is also employee. Admin is also employee. Admin is also employee. Admin is also employee. But here, this name I change it. And what is the designation? Admin. Admin. And here I defined admin role. Admin role, I defined some authorizations and authentication, all these things. Now I have another class. This is manager. So manager, some name and some name here, first name, last name. And we define manager and we return manager role. Manager role is suppose like just like approvals, like this I define. Now, how many classes are there? How many employees are there? How many employees? 3 employees are there. Who are those? Developer, admin, and manager. We have 3 employees. And who is the blueprint for all these employees? Employee is the blueprint, right? Now, to access all these 3 employees and use them, how many objects we need? To access all these employees and access, how many objects we need? 1. Remember, developer is using employee as blueprint. Admin and developer don't have any relation. Admin is not extending developer. Admin is extending what? Employee. It is used as a blueprint. All 3 classes are independent. So then to handle all these 3 classes, we need 3 objects, right? We need 3 objects to handle all these 3 employees. But if a developer can create one object which can work for all these 3 employees, then he knows polymorphism. That means if anybody says I knows what is polymorphism in computer programming, He must tell the solution for this. That means I want only one object to handle all three employees. Now tell me for which class I need to create object. For which class I have to create an object. If you create employee, only employee will come. You create object for employee, only employee details will come. Suppose I am creating here employee, LET employee is equal to new what employee. Only employee details will come. Designation, first name, last name, print. Role is not there, nothing. So polymorphism is creating a component in such a way that it can work for all situations. Now, how do we create one object which can work for all three? Let's see. I'm creating an object called employees. This is an here type. It is an employee type array. Employee type array. That means it have memory. In this memory, in that memory, at first location, I will allocate memory for developer. In second location, I will allocate memory for admin. In the third location, I will allocate memory for manager. So here, how many objects I created? Only one object. Array is only one object. But at 0, it is working as developer. At 1, it is working as admin. At 2, it is working as manager. Object is only one. You don't need to create 3 objects. Only one object can work for all 3. That means you overloaded the memory of an object in such a way that in one memory, it will work for one situation. Another memory, another. Polymorphism is about overloading the memory. You are overloading the memory. Generally, polymorphism means people have only one idea, that is function overloading, method overloading. Polymorphism is not function overloading or method overloading. It is about overloading memory. That memory can be related to function. It can be related to object. It can be related to class. Any memory overloading is called as polymorphism, not function overloading or method overloading. Method overloading, function overloading, class overloading, anything overloading memory. Polymorphism means overloading the memory. So you see now it is which object we are having? Employees. Now employees is what type? Array type. It is an employee type array. Now this one object is enough to handle all 3 people. You don't need 3 classes. That means to send SMS, you need one device. So to store contacts, address, calendars, you need another device. To take photos and videos, another device. To call, another device. Now all you can do with only one. That is polymorphism, technically. So now see here, this I will transcompile. Let's open in terminal tsc index.ts. In this, we have an array called employees. Now let's go to index.html. Here we are linking that index.js. When you link index.js, employees array will come. Now here I am writing a script. In the script, I'm writing here a simple variable. This is designation. And designation, I'm defining designation here from prompt. I'm asking enter designation. Now I need to verify what is the designation you entered and is this designation matching with the designation of employees. So we are using, because it is an array, how to read all elements, all memories from array. We have to use an for where employee of, what is the collection name? Employees. We are reading every employee from employees. Actually, that employees is present here. Am I right? We are reading every employee from employees. And remember, this is the reference of a class. First time it will be developer. Second time it will be admin. Third time it will be manager. Now what we do here, we are writing a condition. If employee designation is matching with the designation you entered, only that employee details must print. That means we have to use employee dot which method? Print. We have to access that. Now when we run this, you can see it will ask designation. So it will ask designation. I entered designation as manager, and only manager details will come. I entered admin, only admin details will come. I entered developer, only developer details will come. That means object is only one, but it is working for 3 classes. Actually, to handle 3 classes, you need 3 objects. But if you can create one object which can work for all 3, that means it is exhibiting polymorphism. Here, who is exhibiting polymorphism in this example? So employees object is exhibiting polymorphism. Here is any function overloading? No. Here which one is overloading? Object memory is overloading. Object memory is overloading. Polymorphism is overloading any memory. It can be class memory, it can be function memory, or it can be any object memory. So creating a component in such a way that it can work for different situations. This is very important in your future Angular. Why? Because Angular is completely component based. When it is completely component based, we need to design components in such a way that one component can work for different purpose. Suppose we want to display a table, we generally call as grid. We want to display a table for employee details. We want to display it in that table. We want filtering, sorting, searching like operations. So we want a table that should contain options like filtering, searching, sorting. But what is problem is, into that table, different types of data may come. Sometimes you may have to handle employee data in a table. Sometimes you may have to handle products data. Sometimes you may have to handle some students data. Data is different, but table is only one. How a table can work in such a way that it can handle any type of data? Some employee details are coming. Now table have 20 columns. Products data is coming. Table will have 10 columns. Table will be adjusting itself according to what type of data is coming. That means, will you design different tables for every data? No, only one table should work for all. Then how? This is the primary requirement in our real world projects. For example, you see components is nothing but suppose I opened Amazon. In Amazon, you can see there is a sliding banner. This sliding banner is called as carousel. Now every website wants this carousel. In the same way, do they want in the same way? No. In some website, it should be large. In some website, it is small. In some websites, photos are different. In some websites, they don't want photos. For example, this is carousel. In Amazon, you see some Inox movies. In this carousel is different. You can see in this carousel is different. You can see. But component is carousel. For in one website, it is looking with right button, left button, next previous. In another website, it is showing like indicators, buttons, dots. Now, we cannot design like this for everybody separately. We need to create one carousel component. In that, they will choose. They will say that for this situation, I want dots. For this situation, I want previous next buttons. Then automatically it will change itself. That means it is having all the behaviors. Which behavior you want, you choose according to situation. That means every component should exhibit polymorphism. These kind of components we need to design in our Angular. That means you have to design a component in such a way which can change according to situations. That is what actually the concept of polymorphism. So technically, what is polymorphism? Poly means many. Morphos means forms. The ability of any component to serve for different situations is known as polymorphism. That means a component can have multiple behaviors. That means a component can change its behavior according to state and situation. So instead of creating a lot of components, you can create one component that exhibits polymorphism. That is what actually concept. How we technically define this? That means technically, so polymorphism is the process of overloading the memory with different functionalities. The process of overloading the memory with different functionalities. That is what we call as polymorphism. So a method or function can overload a class memory, can overload, and an object memory can overload. These all can overload. So overloading the memory and giving different functionalities in every memory so that component can behave according to situation and change its behavior according to situation. This is called as polymorphism. Means technically polymorphism is a single base class reference can use the memory of multiple derived classes. That is what actually technical definition. A single base class reference can use the memory of multiple derived classes. A single base class memory can use the memory of multiple derived classes. For example, you saw just here employees. Employees is what type of array? Employee type array. This is base class reference now. Base class reference using the memory of, so using the memory of derived classes. Am I right? So derived classes like new admin, like new developer, like this you can define. This is single base class reference using the memory of several derived classes. That means base class reference is only one, but the memory used by that base class belongs to different derived classes. That means at different situations, it can work for different classes. So technical definition is this. That means if anybody asks define polymorphism, then always you need to tell this sentence. All the above are just to make you understand the concept. But technically defining is this. So technically, what is polymorphism? So polymorphism is a single base class reference using the memory of multiple derived class. So a single reference can use multiple memories. If it can use multiple memories, then it can work for different situations. It can work for different situations. Everything is defined in the same way. Majority of all components are designed using polymorphism. That means components, when you work with Angular, you will see how to utilize this. Because in Angular, we will learn how to design components and we will learn how to reuse components. We can reuse the components. So this is the concept of polymorphism, and this is one example. So in this example, we have two files, index.ts. I will copy this. Index.ts is this. And we have index.html. And you know, before that you have to transcompile tsc index.ts. So you have to link the TypeScript file. You need to link this. In this TypeScript file, we have 4 classes, but one is blueprint. That means it is used only for properties and methods. Actual classes which are used for handling employees are 3. All 3 classes are using a blueprint called employee. So directly employee don't have anything. Employee is just used as a prototype. It is just used as a blueprint, right? So this blueprint is used by all employees, and all employees are extending the blueprint, extending. This is the concept a simplism works. Next important, after understanding polymorphism, we need to know about templates. in OOP. What are templates in OOP? Contracts, actually, remember, I will just give a simple summary here. Up to now, contracts means interface. Component means class. So contracts, interface, component, or you can also call entity. Entity means what? Class. So contracts are interfaces and components are classes, right? Class is a component. So if you have to create a component, actually every component resembles a class. Not only here, Angular, React, everywhere, functions and classes are used for designing components. That means a component means, remember, technically it is a class. It is a class. Okay. Now, what are templates? Class is a type of template, but in reality, in our project, we have templates. What is a template? So, and why we need templates? Why we need the templates? Let's see. Actually, to understand this template concept, this diagram I just upload in the classroom, Poly. I'll do that here. Fine. So here, what is a template? You need to understand a simple concept. Actually, in real time, real world projects. In real time, actually, the projects are classified into different types. So we have end-to-end, end-to-end, or implementation. Implementation projects. We will have as another one is a support project. We have upgrade project, and we have rollouts. In software companies, if you are working in any project, that will be any one of these four. That means in a software company, when you are working on a project, it will be any one of these four. Either it is implementation, support, or upgrade, or rollout. For example, if you show vast experience, like you say, I have 5-10 years experience in Java, .NET, or some technology, then the companies, when they want to hire you, they will ask, okay, you have 5 years experience. In these 5 years, have you done any support projects? In these 5 years, have you done any upgrade projects? Do you have any experience in rollout projects? That is the question they generally ask you. If you say I am experienced, actually, what is difference? What are these projects? Are nothing but end-to-end project means a new client came to us and say he wants an application for his business. And what we do? We build the application for his requirements from scratch. Everything we design. These kind of applications projects are called as what? End-to-end projects. So you built that application. After building that application, you give it to client. It took 1 year, 2 years to build that application, and you give it to client. After you give it to client, client starts using it. And if he gets any technical issues, who will solve? So we have a support team. That support team will solve. That means you as a fresher always will be in this project only. That means a fresher role is always in implementations. A fresher role will not be outside this. You will be always working with implementation projects. That is where you will end. You will not go further. Support projects are for experienced people. For example, for HDFC Bank, we are building an app. Then to build the app, we will have the team of suppose 100 people. 100 people, developers, testers, everybody will be there. A team of 100 people. After this project is finished, we given this project and they have to use it. While using, if they get any technical problem, we have to support them. For that, we will have only 3 or 4 people. That's it. Only a team of 3-4 people will be there for supporting that project. Suppose business is huge, then in India, 4 people team, in US, 2 people team, in UK, 1 person team, like that. So that means support people will be less in number. Only these 3 people have to manage the complete issues. Any technical problem comes. That is the reason some people are very much afraid of going into support. That means you ask a person, so from how many years you are working? He will say, I am 5 years working on Java or .NET. What is your role? He says, I am a developer. Then that's not satisfying. You are still a developer after 5-6 years also. That means your skills are not great. We don't imagine or expect you as a developer. That means you must be a consultant. You heard consultants? Java consultant, .NET consultants. That means these people are nothing but who support projects. They are highly paid. They are highly experienced. Highly paid and highly experienced. Why? Because any technical issue come, they have to solve immediately. That is priority wise solutions. Every project after developing, it will go for support. Support is nothing but already project is in use. You have to just support. Sometimes when you are changing company, directly you will go into support team because you have experience. If you show experience, they will send into support team. That means you don't know that project, but immediately you have to start supporting that project. After 1-2 months, they will give you. By that time, you have to understand the project and everything. They will give you the KT's knowledge transfer. And by seeing that, you have to support the project. That is support. Upgrade projects are there. Upgrade means already that project is built in Angular 14. Now, new version came. In that, some new features there. Client wants those new features also. Then what we have to do? We have to upgrade our old version to new. It will take only less time. It is not much time. It will take only less time. We upgrade from one version to another. In this case, the developer should know all versions of software. That means he should know the old version and he should know the new version. This is also not fresher's job. This is also experience. So fresher role will be only in end-to-end. Another project is there, rollout. That means suppose sometimes you are applying on Naukri and showing some experience. They will say that we are looking for people in our upgrade project. And if you go for that job, then think that it is not a permanent one. This is only for 2 or 3 months. They will immediately mention, they will say that we are taking you on a contract and the contract is only for 3 months. If you are interested, you can come. What I will do in 3 months? In 3 months, will I build an application? In 3 months, will I support an application? Then what I will do in these 3 months? Why they are taking me 3 months contract? That means they are taking me into which kind of project? Upgrade. That means I have to just upgrade from one version to another version. Then my work is finished. My contract is finished. Now I have to get relief. And if they like my work, what I have done in the contract, then they will say that, okay, you continue in our support team. Otherwise, your contract is finished. Now you have to look for another. That means experienced people, while choosing the job, first, once interview is finished, after interview is finished, interviewer will ask the experienced person, do you have any questions? Now, the person who is cleared with interview, he will ask question to interviewer. Experienced people are given that chance. That means we ask questions to the company. What questions we will ask? In which project you are going to keep me? Is it a product? Is it a application? So is it a client here or somewhere else? Who is your client? All these details, after confirming only, we will select whether to go into that company or not. Remember, experienced people genuinely, if they are good in skills, they choose companies. Companies will not choose them. Understood? That means companies will not choose experienced people. Experienced people choose companies. Because we have skills, we have good skills, and we choose companies. Which one gives high package? Which one gives so good projects? Those only we choose. That is in our hands. Because we are not afraid of interviews and all this. Because we can clear any interview. Because we are experienced genuinely. And we know everything. 100% we will clear the interview. Only the point is, interview is not a concept for us. Only the point, how much package you will give to me. Right? You give, they will say that we will give you 30% hike. We will frankly say that another company is giving me 50%. Then immediately that interviewer says that, okay, we will talk to our HR and get back to you. And they will get back to you immediately if you are proved with your skills. They will say that, okay, we are okay with your 50%. That means companies look for experienced people. Experienced people choose companies. That means experienced people are never afraid of these interviews and nothings, because they are already know everything. They just need to look for a good project and a good company and a good base. Right? The point here is, if anybody says ours is an upgrade, then I don't show any interest, saying that, no, I don't want. Sometimes people say it is a support, then some developers are afraid. Because some developers are not great in skills and they can't work in support because lot of stress. Because client issues will come, they have to solve immediately. For example, I will tell you how complicated issue will be. Just 4 or 5 months back, you have seen WhatsApp stopped for 4 hours. Am I right? You have seen WhatsApp stopped for 4 hours. And because that 4 hours WhatsApp stopped, the CEO of WhatsApp stepped 4 steps down in the world's richest persons. Approximately the 4 hours loss for Facebook is 12,000 crores. 4 hours WhatsApp stopped. Loss amount is 12,000 crores. That is reasonable. You may be thinking like, how 12,000 crores loss will be. I will tell you best example. You take Amazon. Now tell me how many people may be using Amazon right now across the world. Millions, right? If Amazon payment option stopped for 5 minutes, Amazon payment option stopped for 5 minutes, payments not working for 5 minutes, then these million people have stopped placing order of at least 100 rupees. At least 100 rupees. How much? How much? Now 4 hours. And everybody stopped ordering $100, $200, 50,000, 1,000, 20,000, 11,000. What is the amount? Now, what is the responsibility of support people is high priority issue comes. Immediately Amazon sends that payment option is not working. Now our developer should sit. It is 3 a.m. time. You will get a phone call and you have to wake up, open laptop, do the work. Understood? Suppose you switched off your phone thinking that they will not call me. I will put any causes. You switched off your phone. Tomorrow morning, you will get an email. You are fired out. That's it. That's it. Tomorrow morning, you just check your mail and pack up. That's it. You must be available as a support team 24 hours, priority wise. And remember, they will send P1 issue. P1 issue means high priority issue. If you don't solve within the time, then they will escalate the issue on you and they will kick you out. They will say that this person don't have capacity to solve our issues. So pull him out of this project. That is the reason many people from 7-10 years, they are working as developers. They retire as developer only because they are afraid of going into support. Like they can't take those challenges because they are highly stressful, highly complicated. You need good skills. These are challenging roles. Support is challenging in any technology, right? Now that is actually support and upgrade. Now what is rollout? Rollout is nothing but actually we have Tata services. Now what happened is, so for this Tata in India, we build an app. Our company built an app for Tata company in India. Now Tata is expanding its business, its business to UK. Now will you build another app for UK? Same business, but according to UK standards, it should change. Their business should change. Concept is same. So Tata is launching some Jaguar. So in India. So the same Jaguar they will launch in France and UK and everywhere. Same concept. Only the point according to their taxes, according to their rules, it should change. Will they develop a separate app for UK? No. What they do? They build a template for Indian business. For Indian business, already they build an app. For that, they will design a template. This template, they will roll out in every place. That means in UK, in France, they will roll out. Roll out means by making changes according to France requirements. Now, in these type of projects, the person in India who worked on that project for several years, he will be sent on site. You heard on site? Why people go on site? Vacation. And then inspection. What they do inspection? Why people go on site? What is the reason people go on site? You can meet in Zoom. Every day we meet in Zoom, client. Right? Why people are sent on site? Because client needs some business to happen there. And they will say that at my location, according to my timings, a person should be physically available here to do this rollout work. And due to that, what happens? They will say that we have our team here, but you send your experienced guy here so that he will guide this team and go back after rollout is finished. Then what happens generally? Suppose even team leads like people, on-site is good. People go on-site, they gain more money because they will give more money for that on-site duration. And suppose you are in a team, your team lead is more experienced than you. Am I right? But he will say that he will not go. I will not go, you go. Why? He can't. He can enjoy in US now for a few months. But he will say that, no, I am not interested. You go. That means he will tell the project manager that in my team, there is one genius person. We will send him on site. Why team lead will not go as on-site? Because he thinks that it is very, not thinking, it is very risky working at client location. Sitting with the client, working at the client location and guiding the team and resolving is little difficult what he does in offline. That's the reason many people don't show much interest in going on site. On site, don't think that people, everybody is interested and they will immediately jump on site. Many people ignore on site jobs. Why they ignore on site roles? Because a lot of risk is involved in that, because you have to work at client location. Why people are sent on site? To roll out the projects. Now here question, to roll out we have to design templates, am I right? We have to design templates. This template contains some sample data and logic. This we have to customize according to that client requirements and implement there. So projects are how many types? 4 types. In this, majority of templates comes in which type of project? Rollout project. Not only that, one more situation I will tell you. Suppose we are working for some IBM or some Wipro like this. Now we are building an app for HDFC or ICICI, HDFC, some banks. Now to build an app for HDFC, they have to give all their details to us. They don't give. How they will give all credit cards, user ID, password to you, all the data to you? It is not safe, right? Then what the HDFC, ICICI, these banks do? They say that you build all these, but there is a credit card module. This module, design a template and give to us. Design a template and give to us. We have our developer. That means these banks have their own developers. Those developers will implement those templates. They are equal to bank employee. These kind of jobs are very, very rare, very rare. For example, so have you ever seen on Naukri or any site, ICICI Bank needs Java developer? ICICI Bank directly needs Java developer. You may be wondering like, why ICICI needs a Java developer? It is a bank, right? For example, let's see if we are lucky enough, we can get it. Means very rarely such jobs will come. And here, let's search ICICI Bank Java developer something. Java or .NET developer. These are general managers, cloud computing, these are relationship. So these are senior managers. These are all general bank employees jobs. Very rarely you will find these are bank managers, operational manager, SaaS developers, relationship. Very rarely these kind of jobs will be there. And Java developer, anywhere. So when they ask for this kind of people, they are very highly experienced people. These are all relationship managers. Those positions may not be every time. So you try a search there, like Infra IT managers, wholesale. These are all bank managers and all. Very rare. Front end junior SAP FICO. The SAP FICO, these are also software people only for the banks. Okay, I think that's not there. Means very rarely we will find those type of jobs. Some you search ICICI, HDFC, Access Bank, like that. You search, some jobs may come. Okay, but they are very rare. So uh, so HDFC, yeah, bank. Okay, so rarely these kind of things will be there. Okay, you search like any job you may get, you can try, you can see, because these are not regular, very rarely they will come. You try them. Actually what you will see is, what you will see is there, when you look at the experience level, they want a Java developer, HDFC bank. And if you look at the experience level, they will ask minimum 12 years experience. Minimum 12 years of experience. They need minimum 12 years, because these people directly work for the banks and they are software developer. What is their responsibility? Responsibility of these developers is, companies will design templates and give the templates to them. These people have to implement the original data into the template. Means half already they design, rest of the half these people have to design. The private secured data is given to these people, and these people's packages are very high. Their starting salary will be 60 lakh per annum, 80 lakh per annum starting. They are directly bank employees, but they are Java developer or .NET developer working for that bank, and their role is what? Implementation of these templates technically. That is highly skilled job, and templates are required in that kind of situation. So templates are required in two situations. One is when we need to implement private modules. Another one when we want to roll out. Understood? Templates are used in two situations: private modules, another one rollouts. When we develop private modules, we will ask them design and give to us the data. Our developer will take care. Our developer is going to take care. So how to design such templates? How to create such templates so that they are already half implemented and half they have to implement? That is what you people call as abstract classes. If anybody asked what is the purpose of an abstract class in object-oriented programming, what is the purpose of an abstract class in object-oriented programming? It is used for designing templates. Understood? So the purpose of abstract classes is to design templates. The purpose of interfaces is to design contracts. That means abstract classes are used to design templates. A template comprises of data and logic which is already implemented partially, so that developer can extend and complete the implementation according to client requirements. This is what the concept of template. So at high level in interviews, if anybody asks why you need interfaces, you should say for designing contracts. Why you need abstract classes? To design templates. We need abstract classes to design templates. And where we use templates? Templates are used in rollouts. Templates are used in implementation of private modules. In implementation of private modules. That means half already they design and rest of half you have to. That means that is the reason actually. So abstract class contains. So both methods that are implemented and not implemented. Abstract class contains both methods that are implemented and not implemented. That means some methods are implemented, some not implemented. And what developer have to do? Developer have to implement and customize the methods that are not implemented. Developer have to implement and customize the methods that are not implemented. So now this is the point of abstract class. I will show you a simple process here. You will understand, and very important here. So if any method is incomplete, then it is marked as abstract. And you know, if any method, any member of a class, if any one member of a class is abstract, then class is marked as abstract. Class is marked as abstract. If any one member of class is abstract, then class is marked as abstract. If any member is incomplete, then it is marked as abstract. So that means the members need to be implemented, then they are marked as abstract. This is the process. Let's see practically how it works. One simple point I will show you here. So what is the abstraction? So let's see one example in this now. I will take here a simple interface called iProduct, or say reasonably product contract. This product contract have name, that is string, price, so that is number, quantity, that is also number, total is a method which is a number, and print is a method which is void. These are all contract. Now for this contract, we will first create a template. That means some functionality we will implement, some we will leave it because those people will implement. Then what we do is we will create a class. This is product template. This class have to implement which contract? Product contract. And according to that, it have to design. Suppose it says public name, it is what type? String, and it is having some empty. Then we have public price, it is what? Number, and it is some 0. We are initializing some empty values into it. Another public quantity, it is what type? Number, and it is empty. Total is not our responsibility. Total and print how they want, they will implement. Then we make this total, and we will leave it with the number and empty. Now immediately it says that a class cannot have empty members. it says that a class cannot have any member which is not implemented. Then we will tell that this is not our responsibility. This is the person who is implementing his responsibility. Then we will mark it as abstract. When you mark as abstract, immediately it will say that. That means, so we have abstract, public, what is it? Total. Immediately it will say that how you can have an incomplete method in a class. Then we will tell that no, this class is also incomplete. Understood? That means it is marked as what? Abstract. It is marked as abstract. So that means you need to define here. So public, abstract, what is the method? Total. That's how we need to define. So that means if any member is not your responsibility, then you have to mark it as abstract. So similarly, I will define public. So abstract, another one is print. That is a void type. This is template. Now in this template, all are incomplete. Huh? No, only two members are incomplete. What are those? Total and print. So this is now. What is the structure of name? Structure of name is string. Structure of price is number. Quantity is number. Structure of total is number. So see now what I am doing here. We are creating a class product component. Now this component have to take this template. Now tell me, I need to implement the template or extend the template. Why extend? Not just it is class, because classes also can implement. Understood? It is not just class, because this class is already having some members already implemented. Na? That means already some are implemented, which are not implemented, that you have to implement. Then that means we need to extend the class. So that means now product component extends. What it extends? Product template. When it is extending here, just you need to mention name and we have to store some number. It shows error. Why? String. That means it says that name is a string type. Name is a string type. Number is not assignable. So where is the structure mentioned in this class? In this class, have we mentioned the structure? No. Then from where structure is working? From a template, the structure is working. That means the structure is hidden and only the functionality you are using. This is called abstraction. Abstraction is the process of hiding the structure and providing only functionality. That means we give only functionality to them. What is the structure behind? They don't need to know. Understood? That means we give the template to bank people. The structure of template, they don't need to know. They need the functionality. Structure we hide. So generally people have a wrong idea. Abstraction means people talk about data hiding. No, abstraction is not hiding data. It is hiding the structure of data. Abstraction is not data hiding, because we heard many times when we ask what is abstraction, people say data hiding. Data hiding is not abstraction. So abstraction is the structure hiding. That means without mentioning the structure, how it is working? It is coming from an abstract class. That means this process is called as abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but actually abstraction is the process of hiding the structure of component and providing only the functionality. This is called abstraction. Abstraction is the process of hiding the structure of component and providing only the functionality. And how this is possible, how you can hide the structure and give only functionality by using abstract classes. By using abstract class. When your component is implementing an abstract class, it doesn't need structure because structure is already there. You have to just implement functionality, you have to mention. That means now what we have to do here. So here we need to just write name is what string. So that means I say Samsung TV. Now I said price is equal to some price. I say quantity is equal to quantity. Then total is the functionality I need to implement now. And the total, why it is showing error? Because according to structure, it should return this dot quantity into this dot price. And according to that structure, there should be another method print. And immediately this will print console.log all details. Name is equal to this dot name. And we have price is equal to this dot price. And many times here, so people ask this question like, can we create this dot quantity and total is equal to this dot total? Many times people ask this question like, can we create an object for an abstract class? We cannot create an object for abstract class because it is an incomplete class. Why you cannot create an object for abstract class? Because it is incomplete. How you will create an object for a class which is incomplete? How it is incomplete? Because it contains members to be implemented. And you cannot create an object for any class whose members are not implemented. By the time you release your app, every function must be implemented. There cannot be anything which is not implemented. Everything must be implemented. So now we will create here LET TV is equal to new. What is which one? Product component. TV dot which one? Print. That's it we need to do. And here I will run this just in terminal. I am running TSC index.ts node index.js. It will print all the details. This is the concept of abstraction and polymorphism. I hope you understood, right? So what is the purpose of interface, contracts, purpose of classes, components, purpose of abstract classes, templates. This is the main concept. Now we have some more generics, enums, and modules. These are the major things that we'll see tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow we'll discuss about other concepts. Okay. These three we will finish. Then we can start Angular. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue. Right.